Have you ever found yourself awake at midnight, replaying old conversations, haunted by the memory of someone who once meant everything? There's a special ache reserved for the people who walked away, the ones we loved deeply, perhaps even more because they could not stay. Why do we find ourselves unable to let go even long after they've gone? Is it weakness, fate, or does it say something profound about how our hearts work? Today, I invite you to join me on a gentle exploration into love, loss, and healing. Through the wisdom of Carl Jung, let's discover why our hearts cling to those who let us go, and how heartbreak, as painful as it is, can become a powerful catalyst for growth. If you see yourself in these words, know that you're not alone. This is a journey of compassion, insight, and hope. Love, Jung believed, is a mirror, showing us not only another's soul, but hidden parts of our own. When we fall in love, it often feels like destiny, but beneath the surface, it's an encounter with something essential within ourselves. The person we love awakens hopes, dreams, and forgotten possibilities. That's why love can feel electrifying, overwhelming, and deeply personal. It stirs parts of us that long to be seen and accepted. But what makes it so hard when those we love decide to walk away? Jung suggested that the ones who touch us most deeply often mirror the qualities, dreams, or longings we haven't fully owned within ourselves. When they leave, we lose not just their presence, but also a vision of who we might have become. Heartbreak cuts so deeply because it closes the door on a future we once glimpsed, leaving us with both grief and unanswered longing. Jung's idea of projection explains why love can feel so consuming. Often, we project our ideals, wounds, and untapped strengths onto another, falling in love not just with them, but with the parts of ourselves they awaken. When that person leaves, it can feel as if a vital piece of us is missing. Yet Jung reminds us, what we saw in them was always a reflection of our own soul, an invitation to rediscover and embrace it within ourselves. As painful as heartbreak is, it's often the start of a deeper journey. Jung called this the individuation process, the path of becoming our true selves. The emptiness left behind by loss can feel unbearable, but it is also fertile ground for transformation. Within our longing, we can discover forgotten strengths, new passions, and the courage to grow. Sometimes it is only in heartbreak that we truly meet ourselves. Heartbreak also introduces us to the shadow, the parts of ourselves we might rather avoid. Fears of not being enough, old wounds, doubts about love. Yet Jung taught that our shadow is not our enemy. It contains gifts, strengths, and truths waiting to be embraced. By facing our pain with honesty, we begin to heal and become more whole. The shadow, accepted, becomes a source of wisdom and compassion. Healing from heartbreak is rarely fast or simple. It's a slow, gentle unfolding that starts by honoring your feelings, allowing yourself to grieve, to feel, and to rest. Some days healing is just a quiet walk, a heartfelt word from a friend, or rediscovering a small joy you once loved. Jung believed that healing comes when we embrace both the pain and the possibility. When we realize that even in loss, life continues to offer moments of beauty and meaning. Trust that every step, however small, is leading you back to yourself. With time and kindness, new life grows from where your heart was broken. The greatest gift of heartbreak is the invitation to rediscover yourself. Who are you when you're no longer defined by love for another? What dreams or passions might be rekindled when you finally turn inward? Jung believed every loss is also a beginning, a call to come home to ourselves, to nurture the seeds of new strength, creativity, and joy. In learning to love ourselves, we open the door to a life richer and more authentic than we ever imagined. Jung once said, I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. No matter how deep your heartbreak, you have the power to write a new chapter. You can choose to see your pain as evidence of your capacity to love. You can choose to nurture your healing, to reach out, to hope again. Your story is not defined by who left, but by what you build from what remains. Every day is a blank page. Let your story be one of courage, kindness, and new beginnings. Thank you for walking with me through this reflection. The journey of love and loss is never easy, but it is part of what makes us beautifully human. No matter where you are on your path, whether you're still nursing an old wound or just starting to hope again, remember, your feelings matter. You deserve kindness, both from others and from yourself. If you found comfort or meaning in these words, I invite you to share your thoughts or your story in the comments below. You never know whose heart you might touch. If you'd like to keep growing with this community, please like and subscribe. Together, we can turn pain into wisdom and hope. Be gentle with your heart. Remember, the strength to love is the strength to heal. You are not alone, and your next chapter is waiting, filled with possibility, meaning, and the quiet, persistent hope that love, real love, begins within you.